steampunk style headphones with solid sound. Let's check these out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are the PadMate PAMU Explore HD headphones, and these are the first headphones that PadMate's made. They do a lot of wireless gear, they do a lot of audio gear, but this is their first shot at headphones, and they did a pretty darn nice job. Now, what's most distinctive and notable here is the lighting on the side. They call this their rocket lights, and it is pretty cool. Kind of cyberpunk. In fact, the whole design, if you look, especially in this close-up, you can see there's a sort of, cyberpunk energy to what they have here, and it's pretty cool. Now, there's also lots to talk about because the earpieces themselves feature 40mm dynamic drivers with a 40-micron composite diaphragm, giving them a pretty remarkable 10 to 30,000 hertz frequency response. That's a lot. Now, Bluetooth 5.0, so it's not the very latest generation of Bluetooth, but it is certainly modern enough that you're going to get great connectivity and good range if you want to walk around and leave your device sitting somewhere. You're not going to have any problem with that. Supports pretty much all the codecs: aptX, aptX HD, AAC, SBC. Basically, any device you want to pair this with, you're going to get the best possible sound, always important. And they have some pretty wicked battery life because it's a fairly big, heavy headphone, as you can see. But that gives them the ability to drop in a 500 milliamp hour battery, which gives it 27 hours of battery life. And charge it for 10 minutes. There is a USB-C plug here. Charge it for 10 minutes and you will have 5 hours of playback time. So pretty solid. It takes about 2 hours to get a full charge. And I'm having a little bit of an issue here because the side is a touch sensor. So turns out it's a touch control earpiece, which is very convenient once you have them on. So I can play music and pause music and all sorts of things. But when I'm trying to demonstrate it, it's a little annoying to have it keep switching into different modes. I know in the big picture, probably that's not an issue. Now, also has a built-in microphone powered by the Qualcomm 3034 chip, which means you have pretty decent sound. We're going to have a quick demo of that in a moment. There is a karaoke version of this that's called the PaMu Karaoke. It's $10 more, but in addition to the built-in mic, it has some ability for you to hook up a boom mic. So that's much more of a sort of gamer style. But this is just, I think I'll just turn the volume down. That'll alleviate that. This is the built-in microphone, so that's what you get. So let's give it a demo, right? So let's see, I'll switch it around so that I have it in the right orientation. And I have it paired to my iPhone 13 Pro, and I'm going to go into voice and voice memos. And one thing I've found is I do have to talk at a higher volume to get good audio quality, but as you can see, I am recording the audio and you're hearing what these microphones are picking up. So it's not bad, you just have to talk at a decent volume. Now, let me switch back. So, there's your demo. Now, the rocket lights, if you don't like the lights, not sure why you would, but if you don't like it, you can tap and hold, and then it will turn on or turn off. I had them turned off, now I've turned them on again. They don't react to the music you're listening to. You can't change the colors. It's just a simple blue pulsing light if it's on. And as you turn the device off, if I turn it off, you'll see that it gets you purple just for a second. And I think it goes into red when it's in pairing mode. So pretty darn fun. In terms of the controls, there is a manual. I'll show you what's in the box in just a second. There is a manual. There's a lot of complex touch sensor options. You will want to fine-tune what you're doing because, as I said, a lot of people probably aren't even going to use that. And it is a little annoying if I do something like this, then I've accidentally actually touched the sensors. So this is true of every device that gives you a sensor and a large sensor space like this. So part of it is you have to learn to touch the edges rather than to touch the back. And I'm just turning it on and off non-stop here, which is probably suboptimal, but it's cool. Now, it comes with a really nice travel case. This is a hard case. Not usually a fan of these because of how big they are, but they did make it the smallest possible size for these headphones, and they do close up a bit, and it's pretty neat. There's actually a gradation to show you how far you've opened it to get that perfect fit. You're probably never going to write down that number, but it's kind of cool, right? In fact, let me show you. Here are the different controls. They're really all on one side. They're all on the right ear. It has volume up and volume down. And then on the bottom, you can see there's that USB-C for charging. There's an on-off switch, which I really like. It's not something you're going to accidentally turn on. And then there's that 3.5 millimeter jack, because in the box, you actually have, let's see which one's which. You have a 3.5 millimeter cable, so you can use it wired if you want. I think this is the, there we go. So this is the 3.5 millimeter cable, and not only can you use it wired, but then it comes with some inline controls, which is a really nice surprise. I did not expect to see that. And then what else is in here? Well, let's see. There is a carrying strap if you want to have this and then sling this over your shoulder or something. And in the smallest of the three containers is, no surprise, USB-C to USB-A for charging. And there's instruction booklet which gives you the details on the different tap sequences. So that's everything in the box, and you've heard a demo of the microphone. So what we need to talk about is we need to talk about the sound. And these are fairly bass forward. What I mean by that is if you were to listen to music that's perfectly even, you would find that it's giving you more bass than it is treble. A lot of people really like their headphones tuned that way. I will say if you're listening to some like industrial or electronica and it has a great drop, this is going to give you a great drop. So I went back and listened to some old Howard Jones, and it's just really well engineered albums, and the music sounded really good. There's not a huge soundstage. It's a fairly modest soundstage, but the whole music reproduction is warm and lively and very responsive. So it felt like I was in a nightclub or a dance club or something, and it was pretty hard not to get up and start dancing, because that's just the kind of music and that's the kind of reproduction it's giving you. So it's not a really precise studio monitor. That's not what they're trying to do, nor is that the design style. But in terms of it being something that's very listenable, then this is definitely one to check out. Now, having said that, I don't find it super comfortable, and it's kind of plasticky when you're actually touching it in person. All of this is plastic, so be aware it might look like it's sort of metal and steampunk and everything, but it's all injection molding. Now, that's not necessarily a problem, and I will say the moving parts, like here, this is metal, so I feel like this is going to last a long time. But you might be surprised at the quality of the components that they've used to try to give a look, as opposed to actually being made out of like metals or something like that. Now, again, these are also not $700 headphones that would, be what would be required if you wanted to have it be really high end with super, fancy metals and everything. So it is an observation more than a criticism. It's just something that you'll want to know if you pick up these headphones. But really, like any headphones, it's all about the music and it's all about the sound, and they sound really good. I really enjoyed listening to the music with these and was just bouncing around through a lot of the classic music I have for auditioning headphones. Steely Dan Asia, great song for headphones, and it just sounded beautiful here. Dire Straits, again, such a well-engineered album, all their stuff, and it just all sounded really good. There's lots to like here. Now, we do need to talk about the price, but before we get to the price, I want to ask you if you could subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and we're connected. How easy is that? Cool. Now, let me turn this on so we can get the cool light effects. And there we go. These are the PadMate PAMU Explore HD headphones, and they're $109 at Amazon.com. But if you check out PadMateTech.com, you'll find they're $89. So either you go to Amazon and you find out that they have a discount or promo running, or you can go straight to PadMate's website and get them for 89 bucks minus 10% for signing up for their list. So that's probably your best option, but either way, these are definitely ones worth checking out. The fact that these are the very first headphones PadMate's ever made makes me really interested in what they're gonna do for the next generation, because, you know, it always takes a couple of generations to learn what your customers really like and what features people are excited about. I really like the light. I really like the music reproduction. I'm not sure they couldn't have made them a little more comfortable though. So that's everything I got. I think I'm gonna go back to Howard Jones. So let me get that going. There we go, which means I'll catch you in my next video.